This is News 4 San Antonio Today, the only local news station with nonstop news.
It is what we do. Good morning, Nonstop News starts right now. We are the only TV station in town commercial free until the top of the hour.
We have you covered this morning. You just heard from Jeannette, and she'll give us a deeper look at weather in just a few moments.
Joy Bergen is back. She's got a look at the roads. How does it look back for a back to school, back to work Monday morning? Joy?
Well, David, it's looking all right. You know, it has been a pretty easy morning, quiet in the sense that we have not seen any major delays, but not so quiet in the sense that photojournalist David Mendoza has informed me as he's been driving around live in road cam. It's still a little bit crowded. Good morning, David.
Hey, good morning, Joy. Yeah, it's kind of busy out here. Maybe that's because the past 2 weeks have been so quiet, but a lot of cars on the road, a lot of aggressive driving as well. Right now I'm on 90 West, getting to 35 north southwest of downtown. It's looking okay. No major accidents and no major delays. If anything changes, I'll let you know. Back to you.
All right, David, that sounds like a plan. We'll continue to bring you those updates here live with your on-time traffic.
Joy, thank you. New this morning, police are looking for the people involved in a drive-by shooting that left one woman in the hospital. This happened around 3:30 this morning on Roosevelt Avenue near East Mitchell Street. Police say the woman was walking up to a store when someone drove by and fired shots. The woman was hit once in the back, but is expected to be okay.
New this morning, no one hurt in a house fire on the west side along West Commerce and South Minter Street. This was last night. Firefighters said that homeless people were hanging out there on the front porch. The owners were out of town. Fire started about 10:30, did spread to the attic. Firefighters were able to put the fire out. No word if charges will be filed.
Time is 6:44. We are just a couple hours away from the trial of a former Uvalde School District police officer. He's charged for his role in the 2022 Robb Elementary School shooting. It's the first trial in the aftermath of that tragedy. Former Uvalde School District Officer Adrian Gonzalez is charged with 29 counts of child abandonment and endangerment. Prosecutors accuse him of ignoring active shooter training during the attack. The trial was moved from Uvalde to Corpus Christi in an effort to create an impartial jury.
The trick, especially in this case, is finding somebody who's hasn't heard anything about it or even knows anybody that's heard about it, just because there's so much going on that you really don't want somebody making a judgment off of guilty or not guilty based off emotion or based off just words that they've heard from somebody else.
Gonzalez is one of two officers charged. Former Uvalde CISD Police Chief Pete Arredondo also faces similar charges, but his trial has not yet been scheduled.
One person's in the hospital. They were shot on the southeast side last night about 8 o'clock along Goliad near Pecan Valley. Here's what happened. Two guys in their 20s were fighting. One shot the other. The victim, we're told, should make it. No arrests have been made.
4 people are recovering after a stabbing on the city's north side. It happened Sunday at the Arriba and Blanco apartments off of Blanco Road near Jackson Keller just after midnight. Police say a 37-year-old man attacked 2 people who were dancing in the courtyard. The suspect allegedly started choking one of them when 2 more people tried to break up the fight. Police say 2 people who tried to stop the stabbing were also hurt. That suspect was arrested. No word on the charges he faces. 2
people recovering after a major crash on the east side. This happened on Foster Road and Old Seguin Road about 12:30 yesterday morning. Police say a 43-year-old man was driving the wrong way, hit another car head on. In fact, firefighters had to cut a 21-year-old woman from her car. She's now in the hospital, and unfortunately, she is facing life-threatening injuries. Police are investigating if that wrong-way driver was drunk.
A wild situation on the northeast side. A woman is in custody after witnesses say she was jumping on cars. This is video of the woman being arrested off of Loop 410 near Nacogdoches Friday afternoon. Witnesses say the woman was hanging onto the mirror of a truck, jumping on cars, and then taking off her clothes. Police have not said if she is facing any charges.
6:47 now on this Monday morning. This morning, we are working to get you more information about the stabbing that happened over at the San Antonio Zoo this weekend. So this is what we know so far. Police called out about 6 o'clock Saturday night. A 29-year-old man had gotten into a fight near the entrance. 2 guys tried to break up the fight when that suspect allegedly stabbed both of the other men. Both went to the hospital. We're told both should be okay. Police did arrest the suspect. Families who lost loved ones in the 4th of July floods want closure. At least 14 families suing Camp Mystic, saying the deaths could have been prevented. 27 campers died in that flooding. The families say the camp failed to prepare for flooding and did not train their counselors on how to respond. The camp announced in September it does plan to reopen next summer. They'll reopen their Cypress Lake location. However, the Guadalupe River campus will stay closed. Camp leadership sent an email to families telling them that they will now follow new safety laws. They are also described a memorial that will be built to honor the girls who died.
Last month, the camp also announced they would install new flood warning river monitors at their Cypress Lake location in Kerr County. They also said other monitors would be installed along the Guadalupe River. That system is expected to provide early detection of high water events. It will also allow campers, counselors, and staff to quickly respond and safely evacuate to higher ground in those emergencies. You can find all of our coverage on the Hill Country flooding disaster on our social media pages and on our website, news4sanantonio.com.
Netflix wants to make some big-time changes to movie releases in theaters if it does take over Warner Brothers, and markets are now reacting to the ouster of Venezuela President Maduro over the weekend.
Jane King is live at the New York Stock Exchange with those stories and much more. Good morning, Jane.
Good morning. Yes, in fact, the market's kind of, shrugging this off. At least the stock market is. But interesting to see Polymarket. That is, of course, one of these new betting sites. And there was a suspicious bet ahead of Maduro's capture. Now, the market for whether or not Maduro would be out of power climbed shortly before 10 p.m. on Friday night Eastern time after hovering in the low single digits for weeks, according to the Wall Street Journal. Now, what appears to be a newly created account invested $30,000 Friday in Maduro's exit. After Maduro went into custody Saturday morning, that same investor netted more than $400,000. Now, Polymarket did not immediately respond to Axios' request for comment over the weekend. Well, the CEO of Saks stepped down as the company is dealing with lots of debt. Mark Metrick is leaving as chief executive as the company may file for bankruptcy. Saks, which also owns Neiman Marcus, missed an interest payment last week on its debt. Saks had to cope with concerns about consumer spending on luxury goods as shoppers were pressured by inflation. And some tech leaders are concerned that the artificial intelligence race will exhaust available land and energy, and the solution may be in space. Google announced in November it's working on Project Suncatcher, a space data center project that would begin test launches in 2027. And Elon Musk said at a recent conference that space data centers would be the cheapest way to train AI. And Netflix reportedly wants to keep movies in theaters for just 17 days after it buys Warner Brothers Discovery. In a report from Deadline on the Stranger Things season 5 finale, which made $25 million at theaters, they also reported that Netflix is looking at this shorter window. Now, typically, movies stay in theaters for 30 to 60 days, but blockbusters can stay for months. The Dow and S&P 500 moved up Friday, a little different than what we've seen lately. The S&P 500 has finished lower on the first day of trading for each of the last 3 years. Now, this morning, a little bit higher. Stocks, not too much reaction to the Venezuela situation, but oil and oil companies definitely are reacting. Those oil companies are higher. Live from the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Back to you.
Jane, if I can watch a Hollywood blockbuster in about 15 days at home, it is going to kill the movie theater business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The movie theaters are very much against that merger. Hollywood is against the merger as well.
Yes.
They like having those movie theaters. So it's not a done deal yet, but it does look like it's getting closer to a Netflix Warner Brothers deal.
You always hear this. You hear a lot of stars talk about, well, you got to see my movie on the IMAX, on the big screen, blah, blah, blah.
On the big screen.
The average person is like, yep. I get it, but I'm not going to pay $60 or $70. I'll just watch it for, quote, free on my streaming service at home.
That's true.
So,
well, right. I mean, and if it's just only going to be in for a little more than 2 weeks, a lot of people don't have time to go see a movie like in that amount of time. So that's a thing as well.
For sure. The great Jane King live there in New York. Jane, happy Monday. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Authorities in Houston are investigating a Metro bus crash that sent about a dozen people to the hospital. Saturday afternoon, police say the bus was hit from behind, which caused it to roll over and land on this embankment. More than a dozen people were on the bus and taken to nearby hospitals with non-life-threatening injuries. That cause of the crash remains under investigation.
Now your certified most accurate 4-zone weather with meteorologist Jeannette.
Well, as soon as you step outside, you'll notice a little change in the air mass. It is a little more humid. Temperatures are milder, plus it is cloudy. Some of you may see some low clouds and patchy fog. Dew point temperatures climbing to the upper 50s and low 60s over a large part of the area. Tomorrow morning will be pretty humid as well, especially down to the south and east. Forecast dew point temperatures in the mid 60s. Some dry air will work its way at least close to Highway 90 tomorrow afternoon. That's behind a dry line that will be approaching from the west, but that's short-lived because the high humidity takes over Wednesday and Thursday as well. Now through Wednesday morning, you'll have to watch for areas of fog. It is patchy, but it is reducing visibility in some spots. At the airport right now, not too bad visibility at 6 miles. However, a dense fog now developing in Rock Springs, dropping visibility to 0. 1.5 mile visibility in Kerrville, and that's about the same in Honda. We'll have areas of fog at least until about 8 this morning. This is how much warmer it is compared to 24 hours ago. 10 degrees warmer in San Antonio, 20 degrees warmer in Kerrville. Temperatures are starting off in the widespread 50s. We're now at 60 in town, meanwhile 61 in Carrizo Springs, 55 in Gonzales, 58 in Bernie. Highs today, widespread 70s. There will be some spots to the south and east that will get closer to 80 degrees. Looks like the cloud cover will be pretty thick throughout the day up in the western hill country and perhaps the western zone west along Highway 90. So that's where it's going to be coolest, upper 60s to low 70s. An upper level ridge area of high pressure is sitting just to the south. That's going to keep things pretty warm here and humid too through at least Thursday. Changes are coming. First off, want to show you the rain and snow that's coming down in Northern California. That is associated with the storm system that is approaching. As that ridge of high pressure breaks down, that's going to make room for this upper level low to move east across the state. Although the center of that will miss us to the north. We're going to see the front coming in by the end of the week. Before that gets here, very warm and humid air will continue from the south. Highs will be in the 80s from tomorrow through Thursday. Could see a couple showers Wednesday night, Thursday morning. That's it. Behind the front, it gets colder. Yes, lows back into the 30s by Sunday morning. 75 this afternoon, 82 tomorrow, 81 Wednesday, close to 80 on Thursday, and then we're at 77 Friday. 45 to 64 Saturday, 39 to 61 on Sunday. Next week looks to stay cool with high temperatures in the 60s. So a big change coming our way, but you'll have to wait. So we have to get through this warm week. Again, 80s in many spots through Thursday.
All right, we're trying not to jinx it over here in on-time traffic. Photojournalist David Mendoza is live in road cam right now, and so far, despite a little bit of busyness, it is crowded, right, David? Things have been okay. Can you give us one more update?
Hey, Joy. So yeah, 410 eastbound right in front of North Star Mall right now. It's a little hectic. It's a little busy, but our highways have held up. No major accidents clogging us up. We're looking really good for this time of the hour. I'll leave you with that. Drive safe. Have a great Monday, and back to you.
All right, David, thanks. That's the latest for now with your on-time traffic.
All right, guys, finally, everybody's been talking about this behind the scenes. How about this for a catch of a lifetime? A single bluefin tuna fish sold for a record $3.2 million in Tokyo this morning. $3.2 million. The giant fish weighs 535 pounds. It's priced at $6,060 per pound. It was sold at the fish market there where hundreds of fish are sold daily. The winning bidder runs a popular sushi chain in Japan and broke his own record of $2.1 million set in 2019. You're a big sushi connoisseur, yes?
Yeah.
You would pay, obviously I don't know what it would break down to like a serving, but you would pay big money for a really nice piece of tuna?
Yeah. Well, I mean, for sashimi, yeah, it's delicious. So we actually had some last night.
Oh.
And it's expensive, right? It's like $20 or $30 for a couple pieces. You don't like sushi?
La-di-da. No, I like it in a roll wrapped up in avocado and cream cheese.
That's good too.
So I just deserve the cheap kind.